You know that moment when you start looking for something simple, like a ceiling lamp, and you think, this will take 5 minutes. It never takes 5 minutes. I went through stores, online shops, endless scrolling. And everything was either too modern, too boring, too shiny, too something, and at some point I realized, I don't actually want a lamp. I want a specific lamp. And that's always the beginning of trouble. Because the next thought is, fine, I'll design it. So I opened RDWorks. And once you open RDWorks just to sketch something, you already know you're not buying anything anymore. I started laying out the diameter, the wall height, how it should mount to the ceiling, where the magnets should go. Because yes, it has magnets. If I'm making a lamp, it's going to click into place. Literally, the first cut was the black MDF floral pattern. I like MDF for this kind of detail work. It cuts clean, it behaves predictably. It also produces dust like it's being paid per gram, but that's part of the atmosphere. Then I cut the ceiling mounting plate. This is the boring part no one sees, which means it's the part that actually matters. I engraved recessed pockets for magnets. Because screws are fine, but magnets make you feel clever. There's something deeply satisfying about lifting a lamp and hearing that clean magnetic click. That's the kind of engineering joy you don't get from drywall anchors. For the walls, I used 6mm plywood. Instead of one big ring, I cut it in segments, partly because it's easier to control, partly because it makes assembly more forgiving, and also because I've learned that large continuous plywood rings have opinions. Segments behave. The top layer got magnet pockets too. Once you start committing to a system, you can't half commit. Now the diffuser. This is where the family resource allocation strategy came in. My mom had an old broken ceiling lamp. Had, past tense. I carefully removed the white acrylic from it, which I consider recycling. I cut a circular disc out of it. Because round just works here. If this had corners, it would look like I tried too hard. Then came glue, black MDF to white acrylic. Walls around the edge. And for pressure, I use gym weights. This is probably not in any official woodworking manual. But if something weighs 20 kilos and sits flat, it's a clamp. While it was curing, I did that very scientific thing where you check every 10 minutes to see if the glue looks dry. It never is. But hope is important in engineering. After that, I filled the small gaps along the wall seams with glue, nothing dramatic, just cleaning up. Then paint, black, because black hides sins. And also because black makes everything look more intentional. You can take the same object, paint it black, and suddenly it looks like it came from a design catalog. That's just how humans work. Then magnets, base magnets, wall magnets, test fit. And that moment, click, it never gets old. If it doesn't click, you feel disappointed. If it clicks perfectly, you feel like you've outsmarted gravity. Now for the lighting. LED strip. I cut off the factory connector. Stripped the wires, added WAGO connectors. WAGOs are one of those inventions that make you wonder how we survived before them. Then I tried cutting open the glue tube with a knife. And the knife snapped. Completely. Just snapped, so yes. That part didn't make it into the professional build montage. New knife. Same glue. LED strip went inside. Clamped it down to cure. And then we get to the honest part, the bathroom ceiling. Before this, it was just a bare bulb, functional, bright. Absolutely zero personality, which is fine. But also, not fine. I removed it. Mounted the new ceiling plate, wired it up, and then lifted the lamp into place, and it just click. Snapped into position with the magnets. And suddenly the space felt finished. Not because it was expensive, but because it was intentional. And that's really the reason I build things like this. It's not about saving money. It's about getting exactly what you had in your head if you enjoy this kind of project, where laser cutting, materials, and small engineering decisions come together. Consider subscribing. I post both technical deep dives and real builds like this. And there's a lot more experimenting coming. I didn't find the right lamp, so I made it. And honestly, that's usually how these things start.